Hi friends, it's Chelsea Face Reads. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I'm excited because this video is going to be all of the books and manga that I read in the month of January 2025. I can't believe I'm so late posting this video, but things have been crazy. I got sick twice in January, all the usual things that keep me behind. But I'm here for you today. I'm excited to show you everything that I read, so let's just get into it. The first thing I read was volume 3 of the new editions of Pet Shop of Horrors. This is by Matsuri Akino, and if you don't know anything about this series, I guess I could just explain it in a way of like a mystery horror fantasy about a man who owns a pet shop where he sells unique and unusual pets to people. I think he also does have like regular pets like dogs and stuff. He also sells some very rare and unusual creatures, and it's a very fun series, but it's very dark and can be gruesome at times. So if that's something that you're very sensitive to, I don't really recommend this to you. But if you like unique series that are funny, creepy, weird, kind of has a Holic vibe, if you've ever read Holic before, I always compare it to that just because it reminds me a lot of it. I'm very much enjoying this series, so I'm really glad to be continuing that one. The next thing I read was volume 11, 12, and 13 of Kaiju number 8. Here is volume 11, 12, and 13. I've been very slowly making my way through this one. I did feel like reading 3 volumes in the past month, so that's really cool. I don't typically read a ton of shonen altogether, but I think I was just in the mood to get some of this off my shelf. So there's still more that has come out. Not many. I think there's like 1 or 2 volumes past this that have already come out in English. So I'm almost caught up, which is really exciting. But this series is just about a alternate Japan where kaiju have just gone amok. I don't know if they're only in Japan. I can't remember. But if you remember, let me know. This is just a really fun series about this defense force that fights kaiju in Japan. And they're famous because, you know, they kick butt. They have these powers. They have different techniques that they use that make them unique to each other, and we're following their lives as they try to defeat this new breed of kaiju that is just so much smarter, so much stronger. They can evolve very quickly, and it's just very scary. They try to help each other grow as individuals in this army, so it's really good. The art style is kind of different. I've been enjoying it. The anime is okay. I think I'm a little eerie of the anime because I believe that it might be using AI for some of the theme song stuff, the theme intros. I don't know though. I'm not gonna accuse anybody of that really, but I just have my suspicions. So it's a fun manga though. Next up, I read volume 2 of My Love Mix-Up. This is by art by Aruko and story by Wataru Hinekure. Not sure how you say the name. I read volume 1 of this in a video challenge I did. I'll be sure to link that in the description box. Bizarre Individual recommended me some BL manga, and this was mentioned in that video, so I was really excited to give it a try because it's been on my list for a long time to give a try, and I loved it. I loved it so much, so I'm going to be continuing that one for sure. And I really love this volume. The art in this is just so cute. I love the character designs. I love our main guys. They're so cute, and this one they're really getting through some turmoil as to the misunderstanding that happens at the beginning. So I don't know, it was just really cute. I love this, and I will be continuing it for sure. Next up, I read In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, volume 8 by Mika Yamamori. This has just been a really fun shoujo series. It's about this girl who is very prince-like. She gets like adoring fans who think that she's just so handsome. And then this guy who's also like a prince but a different kind of vibe. They're both at the same school, so they're both fairly popular because people just think they're so pretty. And they end up going together. He's like obsessed with her and she's falling in love with him, but he kind of fell first from the vibe that I get, and he's very possessive of her. It's really cute, but also I get like a obviously flawed individuals, and we're gonna learn more about them throughout the story. So I know this is gonna get probably kind of deep and dark at certain points, but it's really fun. It's very piney, like they really pine for each other at moments, especially the guy. Like he's really into her. I don't know where it's gonna end, but I do really like this series so far. It's very cute. Next up, I read volume 3 of a series I haven't read in a long time, which is The Ancient Magus Bride. This is by Kore Yamazaki. I really like fantasy in my manga. I just don't think to pick it up a lot. I usually just pick up romance or comedy romance or like action. No particular reason really, but I really love this series. I think I will buy another volume to see if I do want to continue, because I keep teetering on the do I want to continue it or do I not. I think I do based off of this volume. It's just not one that I'm rushing to pick up. I think it's that kind of vibe, but I really do love the world that we're building here. There's like magic, there's like alchemy, and there's chimeras, like it's spirits. It's so interesting to me. It feels very witchy, so if you're into those kind of vibes, I do recommend this series in particular. I also read volume 2 of Kagurabachi. This is one my husband's been picking up. I don't know how to feel about this one yet. An action shonen. It's about this kid who grew up with his father. His father was a blacksmith, so he made these ancient like magical swords, and the swords all have different powers, so they're like endued with some kind of magic force that hasn't been fully explained yet. He's learning how to make them himself. His dad gets killed. Not really a spoiler, it happens really early on. And now he's out for revenge for the people who did it. The people who did it stole some of the swords, so now he's trying to get those swords back while also killing the people who did it. A revenge story, which I do enjoy. I think it's more of just like the world itself is interesting, but I don't know if I love how it's being done. Like, I'm going to read more of it to see if I'm into it or if it's just kind of meh to me. It's got potential for sure. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I don't know if I'm the person that this is meant for quite yet. Let me know your thoughts if you have read more of this. I did read a new series this month, the volume 1 of The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity by Saka Mikami. I've just seen so many people that I really value their opinions on Instagram pick this up, read it, and love it. So I knew based off of those people that I needed to check it out myself. And so far I'm loving it. It's got a beautiful art style here. I love a delinquent character who turns into a different kind of person through love. So I'm really excited. I hope it's not too sad. I get like a vibe this is going to be sad somehow. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's fluffy and sweet, but it is kind of like a muted color scheme. Sorry. I'm right next to a door, so it's kind of thin. But yeah, I really love this. I love this character so much, and I love that she likes to eat so much. Like, that's how I used to be when I was young. I just love it. It's so cute, and I did pick up volume 2 recently, so I can't wait to show you that when I talk about it. I also read volume 12 of Dandadan by Yukinobu Tatsu. Just a really fun shonen series. It's crazy as heck. This one in particular was them fighting the kaiju-ish aliens that come. The yellow-haired girl, what's her name again? I have already forgotten her name. The new girl. It's her trying to help them, and it's kind of an interesting plot twist in the series for that. And that's where I'm at, is kind of that turmoil between all the friends fighting when Turbo Granny cannot. So yeah, it's a good time. It's just a weird series, y'all. I also read volume 10 of Crossplay Love Otaku X Punk. This is by Toru, and I'm still loving this one. It has not worn me out at all. I thought it might based off of just how it was going at the beginning, but I'm still in for the whole ride. Like, we've got a lot of really deep interpersonal relationships between these characters and their family dynamics. This one in particular, we're following a character and his father who also cross-dresses, so it's really a beautiful, sad story about him and like what happened with that, the things that might happen if you ever encounter someone in your life who cross-dresses. And so I really like the commentary that this is having, but also not making it like a in-your-face kind of thing, like a preachy book. It's really cute. I can't wait to read more of it. I also read volume 11 of A Sign of Affection. This is by Sumorishita, and it's just continuing to be a fantastic series. I don't know how much more people can talk about this to convince anyone who hasn't picked it up to read it, because it's just so worth it in the end. We're following a girl who is deaf, so she speaks with sign language, and this guy who falls in love with her. They meet on a subway or a bus or something by chance, and it's just a beautiful blossoming of their friendship, their relationship, them learning from each other, learning about themselves, growing together as people, and it's just really precious. And this one, we're given a lot more information about our main guy, Itsuomi, that I've really been wanting to know, so it's really nice to finally have that. Also read volume 9 of Fire in His Fingertips. This is an adult series. Adults only, for sure. Very explicit, but very fun at times. It's not like the most entertaining story. It's just kind of like a slice of life of these two characters at this point. Their relationship together. I wish it was a little more unique because to me it shouldn't go too much longer, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't want this to be a super long series based off of like where it's gone and where it's going. It's got some smut in it, but also it's just about a woman and a man who fall in love. They're childhood friends and he's a firefighter, and that's it. Like, that's really all this has to it, and then the smut thrown in there. The smut's fine. It has changed over the course of the series. It goes between really good to like bad to like mid. Right now we're kind of getting better. Overall, it's just kind of a middle ground series for me. I just enjoy it because it's different. If there was like a bajillion series out there that were adult and they were better, this would probably fall to the bottom of my list, but since it's kind of limited, I really am enjoying it. So I do recommend if you're an adult and you want I guess this is for women in my opinion, like typically, because it follows the woman more, but anyone could read this if you're of age, so I recommend it if you look for something like that. Also, firemen are sexy. And the last manga that I read is volume 2 of I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess Betrothed. This is art by Rina Kimono, story by Saki Tsukigami, and character design by N Tsutamori. This is like the secondary series to the original. I don't know what happened there and why they needed to continue it in a different name, but it's still the same exact story. You shouldn't start Betrothed until you've read the original, because they do just continue into each other like flawlessly. It's a smutty series, but it's also got more story to it than Fire in His Fingertips. I actually like the story in this one more because we're following like this prince or whatever, forget what he's actually called, and this girl who didn't want to be betrothed to him, so she was gonna like give herself away in the bedroom, if you know what I mean, and she ends up being with him anyway, so it was like she just kind of messed herself up there. But it's a funny circumstance. Adults only, of course. This is explicit material in here. And the guy is just a ravaged, like, he can't get enough of it, if you know what I'm saying. And in this world, like, when you do the deed, you get like a big flower on your chest. Every man that's royalty gets a different flower, so hers is like a blue rose or something. I don't really know all the details of that. It's just a little thing they put in here. It's a fantasy world, there's magic. She's one of the few people who can't use magic, and that's very odd apparently. And so she's been working with this like witchy woman that she doesn't tell him about. It's just got a lot of in-depth world building going on, and I really want to know more about that. Like, that's the most interesting part of this, not so much the smut stuff. But if that's what you're into, this has that as well, and it's okay. I just think that it's actually got a really cool story going on. Alright, I did also read 2 books. One of them is very adult, so I just want to warn you before I talk about it. I read a book recently that I talked about, Love and Other Atrocities, and I liked that one, and I was like, I want to read another romance that's kind of, you know, smutty. And so I picked this up at my local indie bookstore and I read it, and it was actually really well written. This is called Priest by Sierra Simone. I'm not sure what this author also does other than this series, but this was really well written. Not that I expected it to be bad, but I've read romance before, and typically I'm not like really impressed with the writing. It's just kind of there. It's just kind of a means to an end, if you know what I'm saying. But I actually found myself really impressed with the quality in writing and the writing style of the story. Like, I was engaged for 90% of this book. I was really into the way that she was crafting the story. And yes, there's smut in it. There's a lot of really dirty stuff in it. I think I enjoyed the beginning more than the end. The end kind of fell flat for me personally. At the beginning, we're following this priest who has been a priest for a little while. He had a tragedy in his past with his sister, and so that led him into priesthood. He just wanted to do that after that incident happened. And it's very triggering. Be sure to read your trigger warnings of this series before you start. But he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a good man, and the people of his congregation love him, and he gives them advice, and he does his priestly duties. And then this woman walks in to the confessional and changes everything. And so it's just their romance, like their forbidden romance. And it was hot at times. It was very good. It was kind of cringe at other times, but overall I think I gave it like a 3 or 4. I can't remember, but I liked it. You can always go to see my Goodreads. I will have that in the description as well if you want to see my full thoughts on it. Would I recommend it? I guess if you're into smut or like taboo subject matter smut. It's just not, I didn't like the ending that much. I think it could have gone in a different direction. I did not like the girl at one point in this book, and I was really disappointed in that because I did like her for the whole book, and then that thing happened and I just hated her after that. So I was like, no, you don't need to be with her. You gave up a lot for this woman, and that's how she did you. So anyways, that's just my opinion on this. I might pick up the second book just because it was fun. I don't know yet. I'm not a big romance reader in actual books. Not for any real reason other than it's just not my preferred genre. I don't feel like in the mood to read it super often. I think I prefer it in my manga. So if you've got any really good romance recommendations that aren't cringy, because that's my problem, is I kind of cringe at how we write men in romance novels. Like, they're kind of bad. I hate the men in romance novels. Manga, much better. Anyways, I liked it. It was okay. And the last book that I read in the month was a book in the series of the Wayward Children. This is In an Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire. I really love this series of books. I have loved every single one of them in a unique way, but all of them I have loved. This one, I think I like it more than the pink one that I did just read. I forget what it was called, but I'll put a picture of it here. I think I like this one more than that one. That one kind of was just like a fantasy. Didn't really pull me as much as I wanted it to. But I really like the second one and the first one too. So this might be on par with one of those. I just haven't read them in so long. I cannot tell you which one I prefer over the three of them. I definitely prefer those three over the last one I read, but this one was good too. This one's about the goblin market. We're following a girl, I've already forgotten her name, Lundy. Yeah, she was in the first book, so I'm not going to tell you too much about how her involvement is in that, but it follows her story and it's kind of sad. She was pulled through a portal at a young age, and then she was pulled through again, and then again and again. She's gone through several times, and there's reasons for that. But she goes to the goblin market, which values trading and like bartering, and you have to give fair value. So this whole book is talking about this world's perceived fair value of things or people or objects. It's kind of convoluted. I disagreed with a lot of the fair trade in this, but they had their rules and they followed them. It's a very rule-based world, and when you enter that world you have to agree to those rules or you don't go in. So you either go in and you follow the rules, or you break them, or you leave. Like, it did have its rules, and I am a rule follower kind of personality, unfortunately. I wish I wasn't. I did understand it in that sense. I just disagreed with the fair value part. But I did really like it. I do recommend, if you are into the series, to read this one as well. Of course, I would probably read them in order personally, even though some of these are standalones. Like, this one could be considered a standalone. I just wouldn't do that because there is so much like perspective of the other characters that I think that you could really use when you're reading these. I recommend the Wayward Children series if you want a short novella fantasy series to kind of get through. It's fun. It's not so fantastical that you would be just so confused or lost, because I struggle with that. This is a good time. I can't wait to read the next one. It's a pretty long series, actually. But yeah, guys, these are all the books and manga I read in that month. It's a lot, huh? I hope you guys had a fantastic day and a month, and I hope you read a lot of books and manga yourself. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll like, comment, subscribe for more content from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys!